maybe tell us a little bit like your passion for whitewater kayaking and what's brought you into packrafting.
Packraft kind of got bigger and bigger, and because we spent so much time hiking on expeditions with loaded kayaks, and usually the boat gets up to 40 kilos. And for some rivers it makes total sense because it is whitewater that you can only run in a kayak, but there are easier stretches of rivers where you could get the same river journey without all of the suffering from carrying the boat. So I started looking into packrafting, and then we had this opportunity to go to Iceland for both a kayaking project, and then we linked that with an expedition project. I think in terms of like accessing places or kind of making your own adventure, it's super interesting to just have a packraft, and then you can put skis on it, or I put a bike on it.
Today we've put you in the new boat which has just been released, the Valkyrie.
Yeah, it's
What's
like
the difference like?
You know, it's like switching to some of the older crate boats to the new shapes where you have rockers, and then it enables you to stay more on top of the water, and it's pretty crazy because the bottom hull is shaped that it's more round, so it's actually feeling a bit more like a kayak. It's still wide, so the edging is very different, but you can edge, so you can transfer a lot of it. And then it has the rocker, so you can actually like move something and skip out of it. Which is pretty insane, because when you think of an inflatable, you think of something that's just like, you know, like you're just going down like, and you hit all the waves, and you just never flip because it's super stable, but then you also never really start the line. And I feel like this you can lean quite a bit, and you can also, it turns really fast, so you can J-ride move. You can do a lot of things, so I'm excited to load it and try it and with some more weight and on an overnighter, because I think that's gonna be the ultimate packrafting trip. It has to, you know, it's to go for a couple of days.
It's a new definition of multi-day now with all the gear in the boat and the versatility to be able to stick your backpack in and then put the boat back in the backpack and continue hiking over a mountain range and drop into another river system.
So I think it's just like you just keep coming with ideas that you can do. You know, it could be a half-a-day trip, it could be a 10-day trip, it could be just like a hiking packrafting, or just like a fun joy lap like we did this afternoon, or a multi-sport combo. I think the possibilities are like
your imagination,
endless. And it's cool. I'm excited to see what people come up with.
So I'm curious to you then, is a packraft now a permanent part of your quiver, your boat quiver, you think? As a tool that you want to use for more exploration?
For sure. I think it's gonna be so easy to just like either in the backyard or to access multi-activity, but also I think that kayaking is really rough, and kayaking when you start it just sucks. You're cold, you're wet, you flip, you're stuck under the boat, you need to get to shore, empty that boat, and in that way I think packrafting will also make whitewater more accessible because the boats are stable
Yeah.
And there's a lot you can already do without risking to flip. And then there's a lot of like cool little stuff you can do without risking to flip. So maybe like kayakers will get to packrafting to do multi-days and carry boats or multi-activity stuff, but I also think that maybe packrafting is also a way to introduce someone to whitewater, and then you know they don't have to be scared and cold all the time. They can also have a good time, and then when they get a feel for the currents and understand, it's also making it easier to start kayaking. So I don't think it's like two opposed things.
They work together.
It's just whitewater. It's just cool to have happy people on the river, because that's really what it's all about.
Share the stoke. Yeah, fantastic.